Alright guys, so this is actually the second time I'm recording. I don't know how memory card works apparently, so now I have enough space. But anyway, guys, this is a shoe I want to show you because this one was a cool theme. It came out at the end of last year, but with basketball season in full swing, I think it's the perfect time to talk about it. So let's go ahead and talk about the Puma All Pro Nitro in the Gremlins colorway. Let's get into it. What's going on, everybody? It's Mike from the Secret History Podcast, and we're back with another video. Guys, thank you so much for joining. If you hadn't done so already, or if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, leave a like, drop a comment, all those things, guys. Make sure that the algorithm knows that you guys like the videos. Especially if you hit those like buttons. That really does help because YouTube pushes it in front of people. So people who like to watch videos like you guys, and then more and more people see it, and so on and so forth. The snowball effect is there, and it helps the channel keep growing. So I really do appreciate everyone who's done so already, and everyone who's going to do so in the future, like I know you will. I really do appreciate you guys as well. Now, getting right into the shoe, guys. First, I gotta shout out Puma. I really do appreciate you guys for sending this pair over to me. I was really interested when I saw the first images, and boom, we got to take a look at them in hand. So thank you guys. But we're talking about the Puma All Pro Nitro in the Gremlins colorway, or I should say Gremlins colorway, because there's mismatched sneakers, which is awesome. You guys know a couple things I like: mismatched sneakers, a good theme, and of course a good basketball shoe, and all those things are wrapped into this. Now, if you guys aren't familiar with Gremlins, it was a movie that came out in 1984 about these little, well, this little furry monster. If you didn't follow certain rules, and it became these little green, awful, terrible monsters. And probably the easiest way I can put it, if you hadn't seen it, go check it out. It's definitely an interesting movie. They made two of them. I'm surprised they actually haven't remade it yet in the 40 years, because now 1984, 2024, yeah, it's the 40th anniversary of that movie. So wow, that is crazy. 40 years. Wow, just realizing how old I am, guys, because I'm not far removed from that at that point. Whew. Anywho, let's get back into the shoe, guys. Well, actually, before we get into the shoe, I gotta get into the packaging, because you guys know I love when the brands go ahead and make sure the packaging also reflects the theme, and it does that here. So you're gonna have the Gremlins branding, of course. You're gonna have the little air holes where the animal would be, or little monster would be, so it can breathe, and then a handle with care. And if you guys have seen the movies, like I mentioned before, the rules, if you don't follow them, are written out here. Keep gremlins away from bright lights. Don't get them wet, and never feed them past midnight. You're gonna have that written out there with the Gremlins branding. And then some little stickers, little warning stickers. Again, the bright lights, the water, and not feeding after midnight. So they really took the theme full swing here with the box. It's almost like you're bringing a pet home from the store. So that's really cool. I like how they did that there. Now, getting into the shoe, like you guys already saw, it is a mismatched pair of sneakers. It is gonna represent two of the characters in the movie. First, you're gonna have Gizmo. Wow, I almost forgot his name. Gizmo is going to be the good gremlin before any of those rules were broken. So you're going to have his face there on the heel tab of the right shoe. And on the left shoe, you're going to have kind of that main antagonist gremlin that was, I think, the first one to come from the rules not being followed. And that is going to be Stripe. So you got his picture there. And I'm gonna get B-roll. If these aren't focused, I'm gonna make sure I get B-roll for you guys as well to check those out. Both shoes are gonna be made up of the same material, so we don't really have to dive into any differences there. They're both gonna be engineered mesh upper, which Puma has a really good engineered mesh they're using. There's no pinch point. It's pretty strong as well. I don't ever have, from my other shoes, no rips, no tears. And this is, I'm assuming, the same thing. I haven't played in these yet. I just give you guys a heads up. But I like the way this is put together. It's a soft engineered mesh. Again, follows that same pattern as the others, so I don't see anything that would be wrong with these whatsoever. Now, this one's gonna be made up of kind of a brown, white, and kind of orangish mesh, while this one's going to be a couple different shades of green and some hits of yellowish gold color as well. So that's gonna be your main differences. It's just the colors. But one of my favorite things about this shoe is gonna be the lacing system. So you guys see the lacing system is pretty standard if you're just looking at it just like straight on. First thing you notice is a very long lacing system, so it's getting to as close to the toe as possible, so you're getting a really good secure fit from top to bottom. But also the lateral side, if you guys are looking at it, it's trying to give you a good view, there we go. It's gonna be a bit more offset than a medial side. It'll almost give you this asymmetrical pattern. And typically with the asymmetrical setups, you get a little bit more secure lacing options as well. So you get more security on your foot, and bringing it out here, you're just gonna get it wrapped around more. And you're gonna have a bit of a fuse piece here along with some, look at some woven, clear woven mesh lace loops, just to give you that ability to just kind of tighten up and pull from that lateral side there. Now, on top of the laces with the eyelets, it's gonna be really covered in like, it's kind of like a felt material. I don't want, it's not a suede, it's not a premium material. It feels like it's almost kind of like a felt that's gonna be covered in, just to kind of give kind of that almost like furry type, that textured feel there, because we were talking about little animals. And you're gonna get one set of laces, which is gonna be the oval white laces here. Now also you're gonna get the, let's see here, trying to get you guys a better view. I mean, probably not hard to see. The tongue is furry. So the animals are gonna have a furry, you know, the Gizmo's furry, stripe. They're kind of green and slimy, but he still had the furry white like mohawk going on. So you're gonna get that represented on the tongue here, along with the Gremlins branding, the 3 rules that we read off, saying again, keep them away from bright lights, don't ever get them wet, or never feed them after midnight. So all that's gonna be tagged here on the tongue tag, along with the 1948 to 2023 was a 75 years of Puma brand. So that's all there on the tongue. So really cool to have all that information on the shoe. Now you're gonna have more of a tighter knit mesh on the back of the tongue there with your sizing tag. You will have your Gremlins insoles, and holy moly, they are really in here. I'm gonna try to get a B-roll if I can, but if you guys can see, has Gremlins. You probably can't even see here, but it has Gizmo's face in this one. And if I open up the left shoe for you, it is gonna have Gremlins again, but it has stripe inside. So if I can pull these out without tearing anything up, they're glued down pretty good, I will, so you guys can really get a good shot of them. But again, making sure that the themes kind of everyone is surely like that. Now as we get down to the heel area on the lateral side, you're gonna have the All Pro branding here, and on the back you're gonna have kind of that felt material again with those character pieces that are gonna be put inside of the heel. Now I will say one thing about the white mesh, I don't know what in the world, I feel like it picks up dirt a little bit easy inside of here. Like I wore it one time, just gonna put them on, and there's like, I got like some dirt stain. I don't remember we were walking in dirt, but I got like a dirt stain in there. So just know that white interior mesh will get pretty dirty apparently. But I guess it's athletic shoes, a basketball shoe, I guess it's all right. No harm, no foul there, right? Now getting to foam, getting into the midsole is gonna be the Nitro foam, but it's actually an improved version of Nitro foam called Nitro SQD. It's supposed to be a little bit more responsive, a little bit more bouncy than your typical Nitro foam. And if you guys didn't know from the name, Nitro foam is a nitrogen infused foam that Puma uses in their basketball shoes and some of the running stuff too, or all the running stuff probably. Great foam. It is a fit firm to start with, but once you start walking it does become really, you know, breaks in really nicely. So definitely a good foam from all the Puma basketball shoes we've talked about on our channel here. These, again, no different. They feel nice on foot. Just give them a chance, put them on. Once you start walking around them, they've been breaking pretty quickly. Now, once you get below that foam, you're gonna get your outsole. It kind of wraps up the top on the toe box here. Also gonna wrap along the lateral side, give you a little bit more stability within that foam. But you're gonna have a kind of a weird pattern here. There's kind of a couple different alternating lines here you're gonna get along with the Puma. You see kind of in there, probably hard to see on the camera maybe. You're gonna have the Nitro SQD branding here, which is gonna be on the torsion bar. And you're gonna see that Nitro foam kind of peeking in through these different windows on the side and near the heel, which has kind of this divot pattern for the traction. Now, this sneaker is definitely, like I said, I haven't played on the court yet, but I played in this like predecessor, the great shoe. This one feels great so far. And I'm gonna come back probably with a short for a review, just kind of give you guys how it feels on court. But I really like this shoe because it's nice and low cut. So honestly, I know a lot of times it's not like the early 2000s or any time before that, I should say, where wearing performance basketball shoes off court were like a cool thing. But these, I put these on just to wear them, just to, again, put my foot in them. And I just wore them out and about for a day. And these are really cool. I think these with the, you know, kind of the more toned down colors. I know they're mismatched, but toned down colors, the low cut. I think these are actually a good, just, you can wear them casually if you wanted to. Throw on a pair of shorts, throw on a pair of sweats. These are good looking shoe. Now I will say go true to size on them. They are basketball shoes, so they're gonna be a little snug, at least in my opinion. But try them on if you can, because this is one of those that everyone's feet are different, especially with the basketball shoes. So try them on, see what works best for you. But I really like the shoe. And again, like, I don't know, I didn't mention it before, but apparently these quietly sold out on the Puma website. But if you go to places like, I think like Foot Locker, some of the other stores do have them still available. So check them out if you're really curious about it, if you like them. Let me know down below, like them, not like them, do you have a pair already? But let me know, and until next time guys, see ya.